What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, Sayaka died. Somebody killed Sayaka. We have to find out who the killer is, or else we're all gonna be executed. And then Junko here was killed by Monokuma for breaking one of the rules. It's just last episode was not a fun one, but I guess all we can do now is just look for justice, right? So we just have to find Sayaka's killer and make up for it. I can't believe she died. Why did she have to be the first one to die, man? I'm really upset about that. She must be so shocked she can't even open her mouth to talk. Hifumi? Consciousness has crashed. Restarting now. Please wait a moment. Chihiro.
What should I do?
Someone got right in front of us. They... Aw, Chihiro. We can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward. Come on, man. Let me out of here. Come on. Someone let me out.
Huh?
Is this really happening?
Don't fuck with me.
Screw that piece of shit bear.
What the heck?
I hate this, but still, we don't have a choice. We have to figure out who did it, or else we're all dead.
Oh.
So you finally noticed.
What the crap?
Huh? Noticed what? I was looking through the Monokuma file we received, and I noticed something very obvious and very unusual.
Huh?
What are you talking about? Go ahead, take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Sayaka died? She died in Makoto's room, or dorm. What? She's right. Then, could it be? All at once, everyone's gaze turned to me. No, no, I didn't kill her. Why would I kill her? No, I couldn't. Hold on a second. You've got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. I did it because she was afraid. You expect us to believe that? Just tell us the truth. Look in everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. The feeling of suspicion and fear had returned. In other words, you think I did it? Okay, I'm very suspicious of Celeste. The way she just pointed that out, how it was in my room, it feels like she's trying to like. I feel like it feels like she's trying to like she's making assumptions here. She's assuming it was me, but I know it wasn't me for a fact. Or Makoto, whatever. Makoto, me, whatever. I know it wasn't us for a fact. I know that. Unless it was sleep murder, I don't know. But no, it couldn't have been us. It just couldn't have been. Jeez, Celeste, trying to pin it on somebody else. What if it was you, huh? It was probably her. She's at the top of my list right now. So we're really gonna try and find out who did it? We need to hurry up and figure out who the culprit is. Man, I should have grabbed that freaking notepad. Something probably would have been written on it. If we find out who did it, then only that person dies. But if we get it wrong, then all the rest of us face execution.
What the heck?
That's what that ridiculous school regulation said, right? So stupid. Okay, well, we've talked to everybody, so let's...
Hey.
Before we start searching for Sayaka's killer, we need to decide what to do about securing the crime scene. What do you mean? You're thinking of putting someone on guard duty so nobody can disturb the area, aren't you? After all, if the culprit decides to destroy the evidence, we're pretty much screwed.
Hey.
In that case, I don't mind doing it. I don't like having to think anyway. I'll let you guys figure out who to kill that chick. Okay, then we can let Mondo look after the scene. Well, no, we can't just leave him there alone.
What?
What? Why the hell not?
Stop talking.
Isn't it obvious? If you were the culprit, that's the first thing you would do. By volunteering for guard duty, you're in a position to destroy all the evidence you want. What? Fuck you!
So then.
Fine, then I'll stay there on guard duty as well. That's why, that way there's no problem. Two-player co-op, base defense with the two of them. With their stats, they're totally OP. Since we won't be able to help investigate, we're putting our faith in the rest of you.
But
I'm still pretty freaked out, but I'll try.
so then.
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation soon. At this point, we should split up. We need to get to the bottom of this and find out who killed Sayaka. We'll have to collect clues to form a foundation, then construct an argument to come to a final decision. If we get this wrong,
So
well, do I really have to say more?
actually,
I'd rather you didn't know.
goodbye.
Everyone pray for good luck. With that, Kyoko hurried out of the gym.
Goodbye.
I'll be going too. And just like Kyoko, he was gone before we realized it.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I'm on guard duty, huh? Better head to the scene of the crime. Ah, that's right.
Hey, damn it.
Let me just say this right now. If whatever son of a bitch did this is here right now, and they're thinking of destroying that evidence,
Fucking
they
dead.
better not let me find them. I'll skip the trial and cave their goddamn skull in myself. I'm serious. I will fuck them up. Letting his deadly words hang in the air, he and Sakura ran off.
So,
But, I mean, we're not detectives or anything, you know? We're gonna investigate a murder? How do we even do something like that?
anyway,
We don't really have to do anything in particular. We already know who killed Sayaka. Whatever! I did not kill her. What are you implying? It
very
was
suspicious.
you. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Just don't come any closer. Are you gonna kill me next?
So,
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto's guilty yet. That's true. We may as well at least check just to check. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help investigate. What? Wait, why not? I'm not good with blood. All it takes is one glimpse and blackout.
Oh yeah?
Well, whatever. I don't think anyone's expecting much from you anyway. Alright, I guess I better get going. Wait, don't go yet. You have to hear me out. But it was pointless. Everyone had already left. And their parting looks at me had still been filled with suspicion. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? How did it turn out like this? Seriously, they've got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? I have to do something. Otherwise, everyone will.
Execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair. Bzz, bzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
I can't let that happen. I can't let things turn out the way Monokuma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka. Investigate. I guess I should look through the Monokuma file we got before. The victim was Sayaka Maizono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appears to have suffered a fracture. We have no choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. Somehow, I have to find out the truth, so that we can all survive. And for Sayaka, I have to find out how she was killed. Nice. Monokuma file number 1 has been added to the truth bullets of section of your handbook. All right. Okay. I'm gonna read this again. Victim was Sayaka Marizono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. Discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. Death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen, and her right wrist appears to have been fractured. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and save real quick. can go ahead and save on this first one right here. Okay. All right, let's start talking to people. Okay. Ooh, the music. Ooh. Oh. Alright. No way. I still just don't want to die here. I'm begging you, God, Buddha, Mother Earth, God of Space, King Neptune, help me. I don't care who it is, just get me out of here. Power doesn't seem prepared to do any kind of investigation right now. Aren't you going to help investigate Chihiro? Oh, Chihiro? But I can't leave Junko here. I feel sorry for her. I have to stay with her. Okay. Alright, let's head on out. I feel like the first place we should go should be the room. Oh, we can't fast travel? You can't fast travel at all? Okay. Oh, that's why, because we're in a specific area. Okay. First of all, I should head to the scene of the crime, my room. Won't make any progress without investigating there. Okay. So I headed to my room where Sayaka's corpse still remained. I better examine the state of my room a little closer. I might reveal something new. There is this notepad right here. This is the first thing I want to look at. The notepad is still here, but I don't think it's relevant right now. Damn it! Okay. Guess nothing was on there. Okay. Surveillance camera. The mastermind must be using them to keep an eye on everything that's happening here. They don't do anything to stop what's happening. They just keep on watching. There are gouges in the bed, like someone attacked it. What the hell happened here? Huh. Looking at the lint roller, it looks like there's way less than there was before. So I can see how dirty my room was and decide to clean up a little? I don't think so. This is the replica sword I brought back for the self-defense. Does this mean it was used to attack somehow? And plus, it has been taken out of its sheath. I hadn't actually looked at the blade itself till now. Shouldn't be surprised it's coated in gold too. On top of that, some of the gold coating has come off the parts of the blade and the handle. Yeah, the handle is especially missing a lot of its coating. Remember, the coating sticks to you even if you just touch it a little bit. Haha! Replica sword has been added to your truth bullets. Okay, cool. Okay. This key on the ground, it's my name on it, so this is my room key. If I remember correctly. Ah, that's right, we have to trade keys. When we switched rooms, we switched keys too. So Sayaka would have had the key here in my room the entire time. But wait, if that's true then, how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Because Sayaka forgot to lock. There's no lock on our doors. Or is that the bathroom? No, there's no locks on the guys' doors, right? Yeah, there's no locks. There's locks in the girls' room, but there's no locks on the guys' room. Guy rooms. No, that seems impossible. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? After saying that, there's no way she would have forgotten to lock it or opened it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped a key somewhere and someone else grabbed it or something? No, that's not possible either. Sayaka was in here when we switched rooms, and with how scared she was, she wouldn't have gone walking around, so she couldn't have dropped it. So how did the killer... Switching rooms has been added to the truth bullet section. Okay. Sakura, do you think I'm guilty too? I try not to make assumptions like that. Oh, I thought it was Sakura saying it. Don't know whether or not you did this. Whatever decision the rest of you come up with, how would follow your lead. I see.
By the way,
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body, I mean. There's a trash room here in the dorms, right? They could have tossed some, okay, trash room stuff in there. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
you son of a bitch!
That dirty bastard.
Shit.
Anyone who raises their hand to a woman is a scum that deserves death. That's what my brother taught me.
You're fucking dead.
So if I ever find that son of a bitch that did this, I'm gonna pound his goddamn face in. But what if it was a girl that did it?
Yo.
That's I'll get sorry that one when the time comes. Gosh dang it, man. That's funny. Okay. There are scratches and gouges on my walls and bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? It looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Damn it was right there in the other room. If only I'd heard something. That would not have been possible. Huh? Don't you remember? All of our rooms are completely soundproof. So something could happen in the room right next to you and there's no way you can know.
Well,
Perhaps this was another of Monikuma's strategies created an ideal setting for murder. Evidence of a struggle. Okay, cool. Alright. Can I look at the trash can? No? Okay. So display stand sword was on. Smino was using the attack somehow. And plus, the sword's been taken out, so it's just a sheath. But, huh? There's some scratches on the sheath. It must have been made with something sharp. But how'd the sheath get scratched up in the first place? Even if someone used the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheath to be damaged. I mean, if you're gonna attack someone with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. Heavy sheaths like this would only get in the way. It could just slide off in the middle of the fight. So, why are there scratches on the sheath? Okay. There are scratches and gouges on the walls on my walls in bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? Oh, it says the same thing, right? Yeah.
well,
Okay. Oh, shoot. I misclicked it.
well.
Sorry. Okay, here we go. This is one of the monitors Monokuma appears on right now. It's showing the school crest. Okay. Hey, Kyoko. Really caught her name while she was investigating the area. But
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
No, not really.
I'm searching.
Searching?
she's on her knees, carefully inspecting every inch of the
Did you
room.
lose a contact or something?
I don't know what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. But a few seconds later, she suddenly stood up straight and said, "Are you a clean freak?" Huh? No, I don't think so. But what? Nodding, she glanced around my room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. Well, what's interesting?
Hey,
Just as I suspected, there's something very unusual about this room. Unusual? What do you mean?
so
I've searched your floor from one corner to another, and I didn't find one single strand of hair. Really?
indeed.
Not one hair from the victim, and not one hair from you, even though you've been living in here. You know, now that you mention it, I noticed something while I was looking around before. It looked like the lint roller in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Could someone have used it too?
I see.
Very interesting. Your room didn't have a single hair on it, or in it, and someone used your lint roller without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. Was it Sayaka? Or the killer?
Well,
That's the question, isn't it? Alright, Makoto's room cleanliness. Alright. Look around here first. Check other spots later. Well, I looked at everything, right? Oh, forgot to look at that. Which makes sense, I guess. I mean, it's mine, and I hadn't had any reason to open it. Can't even imagine a situation where I need a toolkit like this.
Yo.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Mundo.
What?
We ain't exactly in the mood to be
What?
building fucking furniture, right? So you haven't used yours either, then?
What?
Not just me. Nobody's
What?
busted theirs out yet, as far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way.
None of the guys have opened their toolkits yet, because, like, why the hell would we? Ah. Okay. I think that's everything. Is there anything else I have to look at? Okay. Can we not look at this trash can? Guess not. Okay. Okay, well, we've looked at everything, I believe. Yeah, we've looked at everything. Well, I already checked everything, didn't I? Something I forgot? Oh, okay. I'm on the other side of this door. Man. Jeez, why did Saiga have to die, man? No. Can't let it get to me. Can't afford to freeze up now. Forcing myself to push my panic down, stepped into the bathroom. Looking at her made it painfully clear it wasn't a dream or an illusion. She had lost everything that made her her. Sayaka. All at once, overcome with dizziness, nausea, the urge to burst into tears, but I can't hesitate now. Why? Why did Sayaka have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I have to find out what happened. I wanted to give up. I wanted to collapse, but that thought held me up and supported me. Oh man, I don't like this. I looked past Sayaka to the wall behind her, and there I saw. What? Written in blood were the numbers 11037. Should I be writing this stuff down, or is it gonna do it for me? 11037. Did Sayaka do this? I told myself I simply couldn't face what I saw before. But now's no time to think like that. I pulled out the Monokuma file to verify what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object has been thrust into her. It's my stomach that must have been the killing blow. Whatever they used to kill her, where'd they get it? That's definitely something I should look into later. Also, according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's right wrist is broken. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure. But there's something sort of glittery there on the wrist. Right there, where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery. That definitely concerns me. Another thing that concerns me is... Huh? There's some blood on her left index finger, but that's it. The palms of both her hands are totally spotless, so how come they only left her finger? Well, I'm just fixing some stuff up. Okay. Alright. Palms of both her hands are totally spotless, so how come her left finger? Sayaka's wrist has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. The stab wound is in her stomach is what killed her. So when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? So it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. The killer attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted the deadly wound. Okay. Is that everything? Man. Oh shoot. All that stuff's in my middle thing. It's in my truth bullet section, so I don't need to look at this. Oh, here we go. Alright. I think we're done here. Let's go and save real quick. Okay. So let's look at everything we have in the truth bullets right now. So, evidence of a struggle. There are a number of scratches and gouges on the bed. Okay. And gouges on the bed and walls in Makoto's room. Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sword was found out of its sheath and on the floor in the middle of the room. The sword handle was missing some of the gold coating. Oh. As was part of the blade. Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sheath was found some distance from the sword itself, and it shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. If you're going to attack someone with a sword, you would almost certainly remove the sheath first. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room, and she became frightened. Toolkit. This had been placed in Makoto's room before he arrived. It remains unopened, and there's no evidence of having ever been used. All the other male students claim that they haven't used theirs either, but still. Not a single hair was found on the floor at the scene of the crime. In addition, the lint roller shows evidence of being used. Sayaka's right wrist had been fractured, and her wrist was glittery and at the injury's location. In addition, her hands appeared to be completely clean, except for the index finger on her left hand, which had some blood on it. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. We're good here. Yeah, let's leave the bathroom.
It would seem.
Looks like you found it, right, Makoto? The bloody numbers, that's most likely to dying message. What do you mean by dying message?
So.
It's something a victim writes right before they die. Usually as a way to tell people who killed them. Okay, so it doesn't tell me. So 11037, 1103, 1137, 11037. But generally, whoever writes it doesn't make it totally obvious. They either write it somewhere the killer wouldn't notice, or write it out in code or something. Wow, that's pretty incredible. You ever heard of Ellery Queen? Who? Never mind. Hold on, let me go back to the bathroom real quick. Oh, that was something completely new. Sorry, what was it? Wait, how do I check again? How do I check the little thing again? Not that. Oh, here we go. Back here, Sayaka's the girl who was so kind, so beautiful, who kept my spirits all up all this time. Damn it. Okay. Wait, no, I want to go back in there real quick. Okay. Well, the numbers were like 11037 or something like that. Just gotta remember that. 11037, 11037, 11037. Okay. No, I'm gonna put it down, write it down. Okay, 11037. 11037. Okay. That's what it said, I believe. So, anyways, I think that's everything in the room now. Let's go ahead and leave. See what Kyoka has to say. What was that? Okay, I got. Oh, okay. I should probably go through the other option also.
It would seem.
I've never seen something written in blood before. It really was her final message. It's as if she wrote it with life itself.
Right.
Do you have to talk like an aspiring poet? But the numbers she wrote, what do they mean? 11037. I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
So.
The way. Excuse me. The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. She wrote them in that location while she was sitting the way we found her. It means she must have wrote them by turning only her hand toward the wall. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result?
Well,
Think about it. You're not gonna tell me?
Makoto.
You need to uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Otherwise, the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. I have no idea what you're trying to say, but it's obviously you're not going to tell me. 11037. Dying message has been added to the truth bullets. Sounds like Kyoko knows what Sayaka's dying message means. But honestly, I have no idea. Oh, I know who I should talk to. When it comes to numbers, who better to ask than the ultimate programmer?
Makoto.
There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken? Oh, you mean how it gets stuck?
What?
Gets stuck? Yeah, I guess I'm the only one, but that door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was just locked. But once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Ah, bathroom door frame has been added to the truth bullets.
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? But actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. Huh? The doorknob?
That's right.
You didn't notice? Well, just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. I did what Kyoko said and shut the bathroom door. Huh? The doorknob. What the heck? The doorknob practically about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem.
Someone must have used a screwdriver or something similar to unscrew it. Whatever it was, it's obviously that this was intentional. What? It was intentional? Why would someone want to do that?
So.
I guess maybe they were trying to get the door unlocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. But my bathroom doesn't have a lock on it. Only the girls' bathroom can lock. Oh, okay, it's the girls' bathroom that can lock. The door, all the rooms can lock. It's just the bathroom. Okay. Well lost in thought, and apparently struck with a sudden realization, she shot a question at me.
Just a second.
I have just one more question for you. You mentioned earlier that your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about that? Oh, well, I did tell Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So what you're saying is, only you and Sayaka knew about it. Interesting. She had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. She got a sense that she was really starting to get into all
I
this.
see.
Then that clears that up. What clears what up? I'm so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. Because of forgetting I was even there, she suddenly turned and left the room. I don't know what anything means. I'm not smart. I don't really understand any of this, but I've already given my room a good once over. Maybe I should look around somewhere else. Start looking into where the murder weapon might have come from. And also, I should look into that DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see for myself what was in that video. And on top of that, I'm sure there are some other areas worth checking out too. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks, if they'll even talk to me, that is. Okay, so is this still not relevant? This notepad right here? I guess the school must have, okay, you just say the same thing, okay.
By the way,
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. That killer could have already destroyed some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body? Okay, trash room. Okay, y'all say the same thing. Y'all say the same thing, okay. Alright, let's head out. So we do have to go to the trash room. We have to go to Kyoko's room. Oh, not Kyoko, to Sayaka's room. Yeah. Wait, whoa. Huh? This is definitely my room, but the nameplate was on Sayaka? Sayaka's name on it. Huh, that's weird. Okay, well. Huh? This is Sayaka's room, right? But the nameplate has my name on it. The nameplates on my room and Sayaka's room were switched? So all the effort I put into switching rooms without anyone knowing was totally pointless. But why would anyone do that? Dorm nameplates has been added to the truth bullets. Okay. Okay, I need to go in there, right? To get the thing? Yeah, here we go. Do you want me one thing in that trash can? Yep, a DVD with Saiga's name on it. Saiga got really upset after seeing whatever it was in that video. I wonder, what did she see? Might not be directly related to the case, but it might be worth checking out anyway. I'm sorry, Saiga. I need to borrow this DVD. Okay. Saiga. No. I can't let myself get depressed again. I need to search for clues. All let's hear is a sewing kit in the organ map. No useful clues. Okay. Saiga. Nothing here. Nothing here. Oh no, not yet. I want to look at everything first. Okay. Well, I guess there's nothing else in the room. Okay. All right.
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. The Monokuma file said Psycho was killed in your room. I just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be the nameplate? Oh, you changed it. Okay. Oh, you noticed it, I mean. Very strange. Mr. Naegi, what was Miss Maizono's doing in your room? Let me just say this. I absolutely will not allow you to dispose of any of the evidence in the trash room. Do you really think I'm guilty? Okay. 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 Okay, we have to go to the trash room, but I want to go to the AV room first so we can look at that video. Let's see. Anybody else anywhere? Oh, there you are.
very strange.
So why was I acting in your room when she was killed? Could it be because you are the culprit? No, you've got it all wrong. Saika and I switched rooms for last night. He didn't even try to hide the suspicion on his face. Even if what you say is the absolute truth, you're still responsible for her death, wouldn't you say? Shit. After all, she wouldn't have died if she hadn't switched rooms with you, right? Okay, I don't know why it's like automatic now. The reason Saika was killed is because I suggested we switch rooms? She's dead because of me? Then it should have been me that died. Well, all we can say right now is that it's a possibility. If that's really true, then Gosh. Why is everything automatic now? Did I press something by accident? I probably did. Okay, anyways. I do want to head to the... I've spoken to everybody here. Oh, so there is something in Saiga's room. We do want to go look at this. There we go.
Listen to me!
Do you have a second, Makoto? I've uncovered something most unusual. The door to everyone's dorm says a nameplate on it. To show whose room it is, right?
You hear me?
Well, it just so happens. Wait, no. You might be the killer yourself. I can't tell you anything. Forget everything I just said. Forget, Beam! Sorry, just a little joke. Even I do joke sometimes. Oh my gosh, people are suspicious of me. Damn, okay. Nobody's in the store right now. I'm not even worried about that. Okay, let's go see what this video's about. Should be able to use this to see what's on the DVD. DVD that Saika threw in the garbage. Sat down in front of the screen, put the DVD in the player. I pushed play. The screen was dark for a few seconds, but then an image slowly appeared. Looked like some kind of concert. And standing on stage, front and center, was a face I recognized all too well. Sayaka. She was there, along with the friends she said has been so important to her. She was positively glowing there in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept. Except that she was dead. The vision started to blur and darken, and then that voice I'd come to despise so much began to float out of the speakers.
Sayaka Mizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Suddenly, the screen went dark. And the next moment, I saw something I could hardly believe. What the? Sayaka had disappeared from the stage, which was now in ruins. But when I noticed even more than that, it was the figures of the other girls who had simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
Look for the answer after graduation. That warning, the video cut off. What the hell? That wasn't real, right? They're a super famous pop group. Everyone knows who they are. Is he trying to say he was even able to get to them? That really did happen. Everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What kind of person would take things this far? Oh man. Okay, how do I get rid of the automatic? I don't want the automatic. Oh man, poor Sayaka, man. Okay. Something else in here? No. Or it's probably just gonna stay like that. Okay. But no. I'm gonna be sure to look at everything. There's nothing inside. Can't waste time worrying about these monitors. Okay, I need to just erase it from my memory. Okay. Okay, it's automatics now, and I don't understand why. Did I do something wrong, or... Oh, I can get rid of the barrier. I didn't even know that. Wait, no, why is it automatic? Can I change that? No? Okay, I guess not. Is this just like that? Cause I don't know. Alright, well, we're done in here. Blackboard belongs to us now. I'll be saving a lot. I ain't risking anything. I'll be saving a whole bunch. So I can't see outside. I have no idea what's even right. Speaking of which, I wonder if there's a time limit to our investigation. Whoever's behind this must... Okay, I don't know why my encoding is overloading. How do I fix that? I'll probably have to fix it when we're in... I didn't even read it. What'd it say? Whoever's behind this must be using these cameras to update our... Okay, how do I get rid of the freaking automatic? Alright. Is that everything in here? Whoa, monitor. Finding clues is way more important than this monitor right now. Okay. To kill someone just to save your own life? And I've been living with someone like that? I think I might vomit. But is what Monokuma said really true? Did one of us really kill Sayaka? If the mastermind really was gonna get involved, they would just kill it on day one. That's a good point. By the way, how's your investigation going? I already told you I don't do blood, so I don't plan on doing any investigating. Besides, I already know who did it.
This is
After all,
very suspicious.
where was Sayaka killed? In your room, right? What more proof do we need? We already know the truth. She really doesn't trust me at all. Man, okay. Okay. Spoken to you. Still one more person here, right? Or no, did we talk to everybody? Oh no, we have to talk to you. It's just being blocked by a huge slab of metal. Okay, let me just talk to you then. I don't think anything that's important right now. So, do you have any clues or anything? What kind of clues? Let's just agree we do not know who the culprit is and leave it at that. Whatever secrets I may have, I don't intend on revealing anything until I complete class trial. Okay then, do you have any suggestions for where to start looking?
Well,
Ugh, so annoying. Must you fumble around fishing blindly for clues? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to give you a little hint. Senior to crime, naturally, but I think the trash room is also worth looking into. The trash room. It is the perfect place to destroy evidence, however, there is one little problem. Which is...
as for me,
that place is filthy. I would rather die than set foot in there. I'm trusting all of you to conduct a thorough investigation on my behalf. That's... okay. Alright. In that case, let's go ahead and head on over there. Okay. Oh, we can talk to y'all too. Probably do that. Wait, no. Yeah, wait, y'all were the first ones we talked to when we started this entire... Y'all were the first ones we talked to when we started this entire investigation, so I don't need to worry about talking to y'all. Okay, let's just go ahead and leave. Okay, let's go ahead and head on over to the trash room. Okay. We already spoken to everybody, I think. We just have to go to the kitchen, or to the dining hall, and to the trash room. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and head on over to the dining hall. Hina, are you investigating the dining hall? Oh no, I'm just taking a break actually. I've been taking a break since we started. This is all a first for me, you know? I don't have the first clue what I should be doing. I know what you mean. And I don't know why, but being in the dining hall helps me keep me calm. So I know I shouldn't, but I've just been kind of hanging around here. To tell the truth, I was doing the same thing like last night when Sayaka was killed. Aw. Man. Okay. Alright, let's head on over to the trash room. Okay. I probably should have actually explored the area, but I didn't. Oh well. Hatch on the floor. Door won't budge. Must be locked. Anything else in here I need to look at? Yes, there's that damn monitor. What is this? Who's behind this must be using these cameras. Okay. Oh no. Okay, how do I get rid of this auto? I don't want this auto. Oh, RB. Which one's RB? Oh, shoot. Oh, here we go. There we go. Cool. Alright. There's a sturdy gate here. No way to get past. Oh, jeez. Oh. Bro. It's the end of the line. The trash room. That is where all the trash in that school eventually winds up. How do you get this gate open?
No, you can't go any further.
No. No entry is beyond this point. Only the person on cleaning duty is allowed in. Cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further.
Only person on cleaning duty is allowed in. Who's on cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further.
They're saying the same thing over and over. This is stupid. It'd be faster to just go around and ask the others.
No, you can't go any further.
Shut up. Cleaning duty has been added to truth bullets. Okay, we can still open it, right? Looks like some kind of switch. I wonder what it does. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's everything. Alright. Well, let's head on over. Let's go ahead head on over back to the dining hall. See if there's anything there. Okay. Oh. The kitchen. That's where they got the knife. Yep, I see it missing over there. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to turn down the video settings after the stream's over, but for now we'll just do with what we got. Marbled meats, salted meats. No one has to be thinking about food. This is one of the monitors Monokuma appears on. They even put them in the kitchen. Also cooking here without thinking about how. Jeez. Okay. There's a bunch of vegetables all piled up. I don't see anything noteworthy about any of it. Okay. Kitchen 2? No Monokuma could be watching me. There's no way to concentrate on cooking anyway. Okay. There are all kinds of kitchen knives here, big to small, but looks like one of them is missing. Was it missing from the very beginning, or? I better see if anyone knows more about it. Kitchen knife set has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Okay. Seems like that's everything in here, so. It doesn't seem like we can look at anything else. Yep, doesn't seem like it. Okay. Okay. Hey, so did you notice one of the kitchen knives is missing from the dining hall?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, weird, huh? I thought it was kind of strange. The knife just suddenly disappearing like that. Oh, so it wasn't missing from the beginning.
That's right.
Nope. Last I remember, they were all lined up in a nice neat row. So when did you notice one of them had disappeared? Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives were gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. In other words, you were right there in the dining hall when someone came in and took it. Then you should be able to say for sure. You can tell everyone I didn't come to the dining hall last night, which proves I didn't take it. Okay. Hey, by the way, did you really kill Sayaka? What? Of course not! I would never! Hina, do you really think I murdered her?
I mean...
Well, she was killed in your room, right? So, I mean, you guys are supposed to be friends, right? But you still killed her? On the other hand, two people becoming good friends, then one's killing the other is a classic drama setup. So when you consider everything together, I honestly have no idea. Oh man, we gotta find out who went into the kitchen. You're good. Can you tell me anything about cleaning duty? No.
Such ignorance.
You're like a child lost in the woods, you know that? A total waste of space. What do you mean? Taka's the one who has any interest in organizing things like that. Oh, good point. Okay.
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. The Monokuma file said Sayaka was killed in your room. Just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be... Oh, say the same thing. Okay, he said something about Taka, so I'll go talk to Taka. I'm looking for whoever's on cleaning duty. Cleaning duty? Matter of fact, that's me. Why do you ask? It just so happens Monokuma talked to me yesterday and asked me to take care of it. Without someone on cleaning duty, the school would be flooded with trash in no time. So I formally applied for the position. I was going to start this morning, but after what happened, I hadn't had a chance to get started. And since you're on cleaning duty, you can open the gates in front of the trash room.
Here we go.
Of course. It's my job to gather up all the garbage and toss it in the trash room. And to do that, they gave me the key for the trash room gate. But we're supposed to rotate once a week, so eventually you'll be in charge.
Very strange.
Wait, hold on. You need a key to get into the trash room, and only the person on cleaning duty has access to the key? What's the point of going into all that trouble? Why not just leave the trash room open all the time so we can all throw things out whenever we want? Does seem more convenient.
So in other words...
Actually, anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes blackened will graduate unless they are discovered.
So that's it.
That must be why. If anyone could go in and out of the trash room whenever they wanted, then destroying evidence would be easy. The thrill would disappear. One things would become boring. Boring?
Hey, listen.
Anyway, more important than that.
Hey, you bastard.
Hey, fatty, why do you want a cleaning duty gig anyway?
Oh.
I just decided to volunteer for something I knew no one else would want to do. What's the big... Don't tell me you did it.
You...
Liar, I know why you did it.
Is it?
You want to dig through other girls' trash looking for, you know, and poking around at it.
There's no way to
What are you
think
talking
this
about?
in
All my love is for
common
2D.
You know what I mean.
But there's all kinds of trash diggers like that. Maybe you'll get tired of 2D and then turn to... I would never get tired of 2D! After spending a significant amount of time comparing 2D and 3D, I voluntarily chose 2D. The only thing 3D is good for is to shower love and affection on 2D. Oh, and PVC figures.
Give me a break.
How are you not totally embarrassed to say stuff like that? If you're so worried about Hifumi's questionable morality, that's a very easy solution. Whenever a guy has cleaning duty, Sakura can accompany them for picking up the trash and disposing of it. What?
What?
What? If you're as innocent as you claim, what's the harm in it? That's not how it's supposed to. Anyway, on another topic, Hifumi. Oh, on another topic. Since you were on cleaning duty, I have a favor to ask you. What? So you now suddenly want me to join my party? Sorry, but you haven't triggered that flag yet. I mean, you hadn't helped me recover from a past trauma, or save a village, or beat a boss. No, nothing like that. I was just hoping to get into a trash room and look around. Oh, okay. So easy. So Hifumi and I headed down to the trash room. You'd like me to open a gate, wouldn't you? You know, when I look at it, it makes me think. They said he killed his wife. He learned how to get by on the inside, but he never stopped dreaming. Get busy living or get busy dying, he said. So him and Rita, they found themselves a way out. Whatever, please, just hurry up. Okie dokie, leave it to me. Hifumi pulled a key out of his pocket and used it to flip the switch next to the gate. And then...
Mr. Naegi.
However, Miss Naegi,
Without a doubt.
surely you aren't planning to use the trash room to destroy evidence, are you? You fiend! You planned this all along. No. I just wanted to see if the actual killer had tried to destroy any evidence or not. But the actual killer is you, isn't it? You wanted to see if he's left anything behind. Wait, maybe a parallel world. Whatever. Let's just hurry up and keep looking. Okay. Okay, what all is here? There are shards of broken glass scattered around in front of this incinerator. Looks like it used some kind of. Looks like it used to be some kind of glass ball, just about big enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Is this perhaps?
Yeah, is that? Do you know what that is? They say if you collect all 7, a dragon will appear and grant you a single wish. Oh my gosh, the Dragon Balls. Oh my goodness. Kidding aside, it's a kind of thing you might see on a big city street corner. Gaze into it and it will show you a glimpse of the future. Just like the Mina girl who was on the quest to find that one guy. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but who did this particular ball belong to? There's only one person it could be. Should also be in the gym. I better go, find out for sure. Shattered crystal ball. Okay. We're not done here yet though. Oh? There's something on the ground under the incinerator. Looks like a burnt piece of something. A burnt piece, like a hunk of burning love. No. Anyway, this looks like a piece of cloth in the shape. It's part of the sleeve from a buttoned-up shirt. And now that I look at it, that's definitely blood on the cuff, which means just all that's left is some of the evidence that the killer destroyed. But there are lots of people here with white button-up shirts. This isn't enough by itself to figure out who the killer is. Burnt shirt piece. Okay. Green button and a yellow button. There's no doubt they're related to a big mechanism. This is the incinerator. It's way in the back part of the trash room. It's a good 30 feet from here to the gate. And it's on right now? Do you see the green and yellow buttons next to the mouth of the incinerator?
Yes, indeed.
It's a pretty simple setup. You press the green button to get it going and the yellow button to turn it off. Sooner or later, you'll be on cleaning duty, so make sure you learn this before you leave, okay? Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on? Very strange. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here.
Was it a fairy?
Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. Hifumi, do you realize what you just said? Huh? The fairy? No, you said that last time you were here, the incinerator was off. Yes, about that. About that, there can be no mistake. If I've got one thing going for me, it's my memory.
I feel as if.
Yesterday, as soon as I was appointed, I came down to check the place out. It definitely wasn't on then. Haven't been back to the trash room since then. And since I'm the only one who has the key to open the gate, it should be impossible for the incinerator to be on, and yet. So that means someone was able to switch on the incinerator without opening the gate. But how is that possible? It's been added to the truth bullets. Okay. This whole thing is quite strange indeed. When I was here last, the incinerator was off, and those glass shards and burnt clothes weren't. What does it mean? What does it all mean, Mr. Naegi? Will you be confessing soon? Why me? Everyone already knows you did it. All the mysteries are being solved one by one. Sounds like he's living out one of his comic book fantasies. Okay, I believe that's everything, it seems like. Yeah, that's everything. Mr. Naegi, you seem a little down. Huh? Really? Even you live in your spirits, call on me anytime. I've got all kinds of smut, stuff that might help cheer you up. Okay. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, let's leave the area. Okay. So we have to head down to the gym. Okay. Body just there. Hey, Hyro, can I ask you something? No. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out now. I've had enough. Gotta break free. Hyro, snap out of it. Huh? Makoto, what are you doing here? What? Hey, does this look familiar to you? Ah! That's my crystal ball! But it's all smashed. What the hell?
The heck?
Hey, I only bought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So how did it break?
What?
Was it actually just made of glass and not crystal? Did that guy totally dupe me? He said it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. He said whoever controlled the crystal ball controlled the world. Was that seriously all BS? Let's put that aside for now. So you can say without a doubt this belonged to you. Yeah, that's mine for sure. Probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. You left it in the laundry room. That means anyone could have found it and taken it. It's been updated, okay. Thanks, Hyro. That's all I wanted to know. Sure. By the way, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? Everything I saved up from fortune telling for 2 full years. Came out to be like $1 million. Million? That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you the power to control the world. That's just too stupid. I can't even feel bad for him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started,
Oh.
It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
A door on the first floor. That's where I should go. No, where I have to go. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna save. Okay. Let's go ahead and save on this one right here. Okay. Okay, let's do it. You're late, Makoto. We've been waiting for you. Bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There, we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it. But I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us? Alright.
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please
It's go
board
time.
the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Let's talk to everybody first.
Got it!
Relax, I haven't decided 100% that you're the culprit just yet. Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way. Okay. Let's get started.
Hey,
There's no point in standing around here. Settle your resolve and step into the future.
Impossible.
Damn, we really gotta go through with this class trial thing, huh?
You know?
If you want to confess, I guess now's the time to do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it.
What?
So whoever
What?
stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. In the end, I wasn't able to do any looking around or anything. Is this really how Sayaka would want us to find out who killed her? I'm leaning towards either him or because of the white thing that we saw. So leaning towards him or him or him. It has to be one of those three, I'm pretty sure. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence?
What the heck?
I can't help but wonder what whoever killed Sayaka is feeling right now. Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her, very impressive.
You know what I mean.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. So the school basement has become the darkened stage. We're all here to bear witness to Mr. Naeki's final curtain call. No, I don't want to talk to you again. Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? Ready than I'll ever be. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Let's see what happens. But like I said, I'm leaning towards Kiyotaka. Not really him. I'm just talking about people in white that have white, which is Kiyotaka, Hifumi, and Leon. But I guess we'll see what happens as we go through with everything. So. Surveillance camera. Can't waste time on this right now. Can't think about the monitor right now. I need to concentrate on what's about to happen. Alright. Guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well,
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice and tried to give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed, the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. Wonder if this is how death row inmate feels when his final time finally comes. Other than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close, it's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up! We did what he said and found our seats. Seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also meant to be easy for anyone to transfer their attention and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Deadly class trial. Yes! Please. Let's save. Alright. Alright, open e-handbook. So let's read through all this. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to look at this again. Okay, the victim was Sayaka Maizono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. Death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to her abdomen, and her right wrist appears to have been fractured. Okay. Evidence of a struggle. There are a number of scratches and gouges on the bed and walls in Makoto's room. Replica sword. Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sword was found out of its sheath on the floor in the middle of the room. The sword handle was missing some of the gold coating, as was part of the blade. Replica sword sheath. Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sheath was found some distance from the sword itself, and it shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. If you're going to attack someone with a sword, you would almost certainly remove the sheath first. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka switched rooms and room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room. She became frightened. This has been placed in Makoto's room before you arrived. It remains unopened, and there is no evidence of it having ever been used. All the other male students claim that they haven't used theirs either, but still. Somebody had to use it for the screwdriver. Not a single hair was found on the floor at the scene of the crime. In addition, the lint roller shows evidence of being used. Sayaka's wrist. Sayaka's right wrist had been fractured, and her wrist was glittery at the injury location. In addition, her hands appeared to be completely clean, except for the index finger of her left hand, which had some blood on it. 11:37, dying message. Man. A series of numbers had been written in blood on Makoto's bathroom wall. 11:37. It is assumed that Sayaka wrote these numbers while leaned up against a wall as she lay dying. Makoto's bathroom was difficult to open due to the not quite fitting in the door frame properly. The only two people who knew the trick to opening it were Makoto, the room's owner, and Sayaka, the victim. Makoto's bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding it in place had been partially or completely removed. The nameplates on the doors to Sayaka and Makoto's rooms were apparently switched at some point. The kitchen in the dining hall has a set of kitchen knives. Apparently one of the knives has gone missing. The knife from the kitchen went missing while Aoi was in the dining hall. Aoi swears that Makoto did not come to the dining hall at any point while she was there. There's apparently a trash room within the school. It's blocked off by a sturdy gate that can only be opened with the trash room key. The incinerator can be activated via a switch on this machine. Hifumi was on cleaning duty, and he claims that the last time he saw the incinerator, it was off. However, when Makoto checked it after the incident, the incinerator was in fact on. The distance from the gate to the incinerator is roughly 30 feet. A piece of burnt clothing was found next to the incinerator in the trash room. It is apparently part of a shirt cuff and has a noticeable bloodstain on it. Okay. Shards of glass were found next to the incinerator in the trash room. As it turns out, the glass ball would have fit comfortably in the palm of a person's hand. Apparently, Yoshihiro or Hiro left the ball in the laundry room on accident, so anyone could have come along and taken it. Okay. Set skills. Okay, so that's where the skills will come in handy. Okay. I have enough for 10. Okay. Steadies your aim a little. Effective during a non-stop debate and a hangman's gambit. Cost 2 SP. Okay. Melodious voice. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Okay. We don't have many, so we can equip both of them. Okay. Alright, cool. But that's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and save one more time. Let's get this trial started. Okay.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
I don't think that's
Don't
gonna
be
work.
a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Oh, we can still save. Okay.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's
Creepy.
barrier.
It's creepy stuff right there.
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
Oh man. Okay, here we go.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. It's a debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, had to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes, absolutely. As things progress in each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the Y button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Oh, there's a time limit? Okay. If you press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Make your argument.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that
The killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't
Nope.
even have a chance to resist.
Somebody thought about what was just said. Because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation for what happened to my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Do you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of the person's statement. Your truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots, so when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down the B button. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Different color, huh? Okay.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
Okay.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one
What,
who
it
was
says the same
murdered
thing.
was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place
Okay,
in
let's just not
Makoto's room.
do it right away. Let's just wait to see what everybody has to say.
So
But
it seems most
this one's
likely that
getting me.
the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Okay, we're gonna skip. We're not gonna worry about her for now. Okay, so okay. How do I use it?
Was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
There we go.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Wait, what? I'm so confused. Am I not doing this right? Okay, wait. Influence gauge. If you choose the wrong statement or truth bullet, you will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, that will end the case. Focus gauge. This determines how much concentration you can do. Holding down the RB button, you can concentrate and slow down the passage of time that will consume your focus gauge, and you can't concentrate when it's empty. Hold down the B button to speed up debate. Weak spots. When a character is talking, some text may appear in yellow. This is their weak spot. It represents a potential lie or contradiction in their argument. Multiple weak spots may appear, and it's up to you to figure out the right one and attack it with. Oh, okay, I see. Down the LB to open your truth cylinder. Quick select. Press LB. The truth bullets will be automatically loaded according to their record. Okay, truth bullet flashback. If you target a weak spot and then hold down the Y button, you can use the weak spot as a temporary truth bullet later in the argument. Okay, these flashback bullets will disappear as soon as you can use them or switch to another truth bullet. Silencer. You can eliminate white noise while your silencer is targeting by pressing A. If you successfully eliminate white noise this way, your timer will increase. If you shoot something else, you will lose time instead. Okay.
Yeah, we know that part.
And the murder took
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
What the? What? I'm so confused. Okay. RB button.
Yeah, and the murder took
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
What? What am I doing wrong?
I assert that the one who was murdered.
What? I'm doing something wrong.
yeah, and the murder.
I'm not good
In
at
the
this.
bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance
Ah, here
to
we go.
resist.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Break.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. It was a knife.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could
No.
anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
Because the object that was thrust into Sayaka's stomach, it was almost certainly the knife that disappeared from a certain location.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, it's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Are you serious?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime.
Just because my room was the scene of the crime doesn't mean I killed her. Y'all are literally making no sense. Just because it was in some specific room, it doesn't mean that it was that person that committed the crime. That is false logic right there.
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments.
That literally makes no
Otherwise,
sense.
What's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
It has to be one of those two.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal
They're
itself.
really banking on me being the killer.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Yes, please. You can concentrate by holding down the RB button. Okay, I found that out. While you're concentrating, that will slow down. You can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Allie's account.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
Oh shit.
And then he went and stabbed Sayaka with it.
So he really did do it.
Yes. And it's been decided.
No!
We've reached the end.
What? No! We still got 9 minutes. No. Some way to prove I didn't take the knife. The person who was in the dining hall last night should be able to do it.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife.
I already
But
know.
where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna bring down the music a bit, cause I can barely hear I can barely hear them. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's best. So I can literally barely hear what they're saying. Okay. Okay. Might as well save while we're at it. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
idiot swimmer girl! Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
Wow.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations? We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Gosh.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my
Damn.
gosh, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Well, I like the little accent she has. The
Actually,
little
there
Russian accent.
is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Junko? Someone is not here. Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
It could have been suicide? Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Come on, Kuma. Sayaka?
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
It could have possibly been suicide. I didn't even think about that. Who knows? Okay, let's just get through the rest of it, see what the end result is.
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Damn, Byakuya.
See? He did do it
God.
after all.
Freaking Toko, man.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? They convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see...
Yeah,
if
they're
the
just
room
jumping
did
into
belong to the
conclusions.
killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Yes, please. As things advance further into class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and letters already known. Complete the phrases by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim, then press the Y button to shoot. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Y'all, this episode might end up being like 2 hours. I don't know how much longer this trial is going to go on for, but I don't mind. It's fun. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. There must be a crucial point. We can figure out what that something is. Hangman's Gambit. What? Oh wait, it was a different color. Hair. Hair.
Now I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
Okay, I can understand how that works now. Okay. Took me a while, but I got it.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
Okay, so it wasn't suicide. Okay, I was still thinking that, but there might not ever be a suicide case. I hope not. I don't know, I guess we'll find out as we progress.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is. The object the killer broke.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Because I knew how to open it.
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. Almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Yeah, let's do it. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you will also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, you can't save anymore! Okay. Probably because I'm in the middle of that, right? Go. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Okay.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yep, that's true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Yep.
Then the killer ran after her.
Yep.
And they got into the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No. No. I think.
And finally,
oh shoot.
The culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit
Oh,
it.
whatever. Shut
We
up,
already
Toko.
know the answer.
Because the door was locked. Isn't there like no lock? There's no lock on the door, is there?
The incident took
Okay.
place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yep.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto?
Oh, whatever.
We already know the answer.
Okay, so it has to be something that
The incident took place in
Hina
Makoto's
said.
room.
Or not Hina. Hiro.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yep.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Shoot!
Shit!
The incident took place
Gosh.
in Makoto's room.
This is hard. Okay.
Sayaka was
Damn it,
took
what am I
place in
doing wrong?
Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Okay, yeah, that's not a lie.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her
Do
with
I
the
have
kitchen
to get
knife.
2?
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
place in Makoto's room.
I'm so confused.
Sayaka was
Oh
first
my
attacked
gosh.
in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh man.
The instant
Wasn't it Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
Fuck. Shit.
Shoot.
I knew that wasn't wrong. I don't know why I did that. Oh, this is hard.
In Makoto's room. Sayaka was.
We already know the answer.
I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. Different reason entirely.
The
Nobody's
incident
saying
took place in
anything.
Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Okay, yes, she was.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Yes.
Then the killer ran after her,
Yeah.
and they got into the bathroom.
Uh-huh. Wait, no.
At that point,
Damn
the
it.
killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally,
Oh, shit.
the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
What am I doing wrong?
The
I don't
incident
know.
took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka.
I don't know. I don't know. We only have a minute left. I got 30 seconds. Oh no. I don't know how. I don't know. Because literally, I've shot at every single thing. Oh my god.
Because Sayaka
Shit.
had locked it.
No, what the? Damn it. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're not gonna be able to get it because the time limits right now. Damn it.
Is this really the end for all of us?
God damn it. Yes. Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
Okay, let's read this thoroughly. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you can see are necessarily false. Use the truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you will also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, okay. Let's do this again. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in
Yes,
Makoto's
it did.
room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yes, she was.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Which she did.
Then the killer ran after her,
Yeah.
and they got into the bathroom.
Yep. It's true.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Shoot.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
It has nothing to do with.
And finally,
Damn it!
the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
To finish the
Okay,
job.
no.
It was you!
No,
We
shut up,
already know
Toko.
the answer.
Choco, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're saying. Okay.
The incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran.
And they got into the bathroom.
Okay.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka
I'm so
cornered.
confused.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you!
Wasn't it, Makoto?
Oh my gosh, just hearing Toko's annoying the fuck out of me. Okay.
The incident took place in Makoto's
Yes,
room.
it did.
Sayaka was first
It's,
attacked in the
yes,
main
she was.
room.
I don't know. That can't be the
She
one.
then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her.
And they got into the bathroom.
At
Shit.
that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
First attacked in the main
It's not
room.
that. See, it's not that. I know it's not that. So why is there's literally no answer. What the actual hell?
The incident took place in Makoto's
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Sayaka was first, she then
Yep.
fled into the...
Then the killer ran after her, and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because
Damn it!
Sayaka had locked it.
It's that one. I know it is. It has to be.
And finally...
Oh my god.
Finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer. The incident took place. Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer...
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Damn it! No! Fuck! Come on.
And finally...
Oh my gosh! It's one of those things that he is saying. I'm telling you, it's gonna take me a while to get used to the names.
The incident took place at Sayaka was first.
Yeah.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back.
At that point, the killer
Had to try and bust down the door.
What the heck? Damn
The
it!
incident took place in Makoto. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
It's this one. Why does it do that?
And finally...
Why does it do that?
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the...
Okay. I knew it was the second thing that
reason my
freaking
bathroom
the
didn't open
redhead
wasn't
guy
because it was
said.
locked.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I forget names. I'm so sorry. I'm not too good at remembering names, but we'll get the names right eventually. Promise you that. But yeah, I knew it was one of the things he was saying.
After all, the girls' rooms are the
Exactly.
only ones with
That's
walk-in
what I was saying
bathrooms,
before.
Yes.
So you have to actually hit
That is true.
You have to actually hit the yellow lettering. That's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't hitting the yellow lettering. Okay.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep. True as true can be.
Gosh, man. I'm so mad. I'll probably cut all that out for those on YouTube, because that was a lot.
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck.
I'm so sorry, Kyoko, for accidentally denying you. I did not mean to do that. I am so sorry. I knew that was right. I just thought like it was some type of weird thing. So I was like, you know what? It's probably that, but it can't be. But I'm just like, okay, you know what? But the game's probably like, yeah, it has to be this. But I'm so sorry.
But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Killer was convinced the bathroom door was stuck, so they didn't know what the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, an important detail about the scene of the crime they didn't know was crime took place in.
I got it!
Wait, isn't this? I thought it was the
Killer
other one.
must not have realized that it was my room.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because the door frames were switched.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was?
Because it was switched.
Inconceivable!
The nameplates were switched.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
He wants to murder her. He wants to murder her to be me.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms? Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Mm-hmm. Forget you, Toko! Yeah, I'm not the killer! Jeez. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Also, the key was dropped in my room, so...
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, because Sayaka and Makoto, they talked, said, don't open the door to anybody, no matter who it may be. So that can't be it either. They had to get in some other way. She did not let them in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone
I feel like
doesn't
it's
know
he for
his
me.
place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... Oh wait, what? Because... It's not any of these. Not that. It's not the incinerator. It's not the burnt shirt piece. It's not that either. Could be trash duty. No. What could it be? Oh, hi. Switched rooms? Denied to murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's. Okay.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember?
Right, you're right.
That's why
Thank
she
you.
asked me to switch rooms in the
Oleg
first
the
place.
peep in a button twitch? Thank you for that. That's what I was thinking at first, but I tend to overthink things, so I'm just like, is that true? The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it otherwise. What's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
What?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
Oh, it's Oleg the Peepian, but on Twitch. Just call me Oleg. Okay. All right, Oleg. Is it Oleg or Oleg?
And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
I knew that had something to do with something. That notepad. I knew it had something to do with something.
Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
What? Then, that note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate
Oh, thank you,
pop
Oleg.
sensation, what
Appreciate
young
that.
man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Please.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Dorm nameplates. Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yep.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
Okay.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Yeah.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Yep.
So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that has to be because they got switched. Of what got switched between my and Sayaka's rooms.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yeah.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I don't think that's it.
So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Oh?
No, that's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Right.
They got switched?
She did not know that. She didn't know that. Okay.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves.
Thank you, Oleg.
As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name.
Right.
And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
No, definitely not. When we came out of the room in the morning, they were already switched, and we've had already fallen asleep. So no, it wasn't Makoto that changed it.
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the room nameplates. The only other person who knew he had switched was Sayaka. Yeah, nobody else knew that we. What? No, the killer couldn't have known because we switched rooms inside the room. So the only person that knew was Sayaka. 11:37. One person who knew we had switched rooms was Sayaka and me. Was Sayaka, right?
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms.
11:37.
So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
Exactly.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate.
Mm-hmm.
She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
Yeah.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room.
Who could she have invited, though?
That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes?
Yeah.
Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
It could have been, yeah. Oh, okay. So if you choose the wrong option on the multiple choice questions, Makoto won't say again. Oh, okay, cool. So like, does he say something else, or it's just like he just thinks to himself, no, that can't be it.
Oh yeah, what's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Oh, oops.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Yeah, that's the gold coating from the sword, right?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Oh, okay. He says something, then he says something like, no, that can't be. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Alright, so I don't have to worry about making wrong decisions too bad, but obviously I'm going to do my best to make the most logical answer.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates, sure. Are you getting used to the non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can only refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. Oh, jeez. Oof, okay. You can press LB to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the LB button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the LB button and use the left stick to elect a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. Okay, yeah, I have it set to normal. This is my first game. Just my first game after all, so it's set to normal. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. What? Oh no. Okay, but alright. Well then, good luck and have fun. So we have to make multiple statements. Okay.
When the fighting broke out,
the
culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Hold on, I need to listen to everything.
That's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
Okay.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
Okay, that makes sense.
The culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Okay. The first one I'm going to do is if the sword really did attack first, there's no explanation for how certain part of the sword got damaged. Okay.
When the fighting broke out,
I'm going to do direct with the sword first.
The culprit grabbed the sword.
Okay.
And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword.
Okay.
And that's when the first blow was dealt.
Alright.
A sword-based sneak attack.
That one?
No, that's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched.
Right.
See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath.
Thank you again, Oleg. I appreciate it.
If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Okay, so Oleg, if you could set this straight with me. So when you have a cylinder, you have to pick the right cylinder option and then pick the correct statement. Is that what it is? So it's not all three that you have to do. You have to correct a specific statement and then a specific option and then pick the correct statement in the trial. Is that what that is? Could you clear that up for me, just so I know, please? Thank you.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Okay, sorry if I was probably talking too fast. For those on YouTube, I'll be talking to this chat. So, yeah. So what I was asking was, so when it's a cylinder, the cylinder truth bullet stuff, do you pick one option and then pick a correct statement? That's what I was trying to get from that. Sorry, I wasn't clear on that.
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her wrist, right? Her broken wrist.
Shoot!
Oh, wait. Okay, so that's what you meant. Oh, like, okay. That's not it. Okay, the part of her body that shows she never used a sword. If you want to use a sword, which part of your body would have to touch it? Her palms! Okay.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it.
There's only one correct truth bullet, and it can hit only one of the weak spots, and the other truth bullets don't have any correct. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, thank you for clearing that up.
In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry.
Toko seems to be getting nervous.
So.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Wait, what?
No, that's not it at all.
Oh, also, like, if you could let me know, how's the game audio compared to my vocal audio? Just want to be sure everything's good. If it's a good balance. There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at nighttime. Oh, okay. Awesome. Great. She's afraid of water? Yeah, that's definitely the answer. No. Water was off. Water can't remove it. Oh, wait. Gosh, I'm bad. I'm bad at this. You can't get the gold coating off using just water. Then, after you brought the sword to your room, how'd you get it off? Huh? With water. He thrust into her, filling her with his cold steel. I'm gonna put that line in my next book. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's no way I can wash it. Okay. The water was off. Yeah, that's right. She's not afraid of water. The water was off. I'm dumb.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oof.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Damn.
Hmm?
Go off,
I'm
I
not
guess.
sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheet would have had to been the one without the sword. So... So yeah, Sayaka never held the sword, so...
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka.
Sayaka?
What? Seriously? Oh, my favorite character? My favorite character was Sayaka. Before she died. I actually, earlier in the stream, I did tear up a little bit when I saw her die. But Sayaka was my favorite character. But also Makoto's a pretty cool character also, and so is Aoi. She's pretty cool also.
Now do you understand?
And
She wasn't
Kyoko's
a
really
blameless
awesome.
victim in this.
Sorry, I don't have a favorite character. Like they all have like certain stuff about them that just like that just draws me. Like Kyoko, she's really cool. I really like the way she investigates stuff. So I guess I'd say, well, Sayaka will be my favorite character. But as of right now, since Sayaka's dead, sadly, Kyoko, I have to say Kyoko's my favorite character right now.
No, far from it. It's
How about you?
almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Are you a huge fan of the Danganronpa series? Hosting me? What does that mean? Sorry, I'm new to Twitch, so I don't know exactly what that means. It's not hosting you. What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct?
Oh. Oh, okay, awesome. Thank you, Oleg.
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms
She wanted to pin it on me.
was so that she could pin the crime on you.
Oh my
That is a
god.
possibility, is it not?
Seriously? Damn, I did not expect that from her. Are you serious? She wanted to pin a crime on me? Celeste? Who's Celeste? Oh, I'm dumb. Celeste is literally speaking right now.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Dang. That's crazy. Oleg, how long have you been a fan of the Danganronpa series? This is my first game ever, as you can tell by the title of the stream.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
But why does she want to pin it on me? Oh, okay. Well, I hope you stick around for this playthrough. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know how long the game is, but hope you stick around. I do also do a whole bunch of different playthroughs as well, like JRPG stuff like that we'll be doing on this Twitch eventually. But I'm just going to focus on one game for now, and then as we like grow, I'll go ahead and start doing more stuff. If you're interested, you could go ahead and check out my YouTube, Sky Royale. It's literally just Sky Royale. And I plan on doing my gaming playthroughs on there. Again, I did have a separate channel for gaming, but it hasn't been really doing too well. So I think it's just best that I just do everything on just one channel instead of separating into two, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Okay, I see.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid, or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
That's what it seemed to be. So like, was she just pretend? Did she ever genuinely like actually like enjoyed her time with us or with Makoto, or did she like have this plan from the start? But again, I'm wondering what was her reason for going after me specifically? Oh, I guess she did trust me more than anybody else, or trust Makoto more than anything else. But it's interesting.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn.
Hi, welcome to the stream if you just joined.
That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Thanks for the subscribe. Oh, look, I just got the notification on my phone.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Oh no, is this a moment of truth? Dying message. Okay.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Right away. I got that right away.
No, that's wrong. There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that...
Hey, Oleg, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of games are you into? Like, are you into JRPGs? Like stuff like Persona series, Shin Megami Tensei in general, Tales of series, and stuff like that.
Can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Huh. Fatal wound. Left index finger. Yeah.
I got it! Her left
All right,
index
see you in a
finger
bit.
had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still... what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
What is it? Letters?
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
First two numbers. N? Yeah, N. N. O. E. I?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but...
So it's an N.
Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa. You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
N037. Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
Oh, really? So what kind of games like do you play? Like what type of series have you played before?
So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's signed message reveals the real killer's name. If you turn her message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear. (180 degrees). Okay, it started with an N, so. N037. She seems guilty. Oh man, rotate it 180 degrees. Hold on. I need to like write this down somewhere. I don't wait, yeah I do. I need to like write it down somewhere. Do I have paper anywhere? No. Yes, no. I do not have paper on me. Okay, let me just write it on my hand then. Okay, so N. Come on. N0. Flip it upside down. Okay. If I flip it upside down, I'm trying to like write it down on my hand. But like it's not working. This pen's like dead. N037. 03. Leon? What? Okay, I guess we're about to find out. Okay. Leon. It did spell out Leon. Okay. Leon did it.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
Thank you, Oleg. That really helped out. I literally wrote it down on my hand, thinking about turn it 180 degrees, but it wrote Leon. Okay. Good. He's the guy I kept forgetting the name of.
If you turn the message around...
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah. Oh, Pokemon. Okay. I used to play like ROM hacks of Pokemon, but then ever since like they got like banned or whatever, I haven't been able to. And I haven't played the newest games either. Minecraft I played a long time ago. I've never played Terraria or Escapist 2. I'm thinking about playing The Last of Us, if you ever heard of that one.
It becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it.
Slime Rancher. Never heard of it actually. Like I mainly play it just like JRPGs, but I'm if you ever have any suggestions on what you would like me to play like on the PS4 or just like on Steam or whatever, definitely let me know and I'll definitely take it into consideration.
In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
Makes sense.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
Got awfully defensive.
If you're
Leon.
not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. It's that thing I found on the ground from the incinerator. The burnt shirt piece.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
Oh my gosh, this episode got so long for my episode on YouTube. I just have to cut it down to something shorter. It's about to hit 3 hours, my episode. Alright.
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who
we got
it
one other
belongs
thing.
to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. When it was disposed of, where it was disposed of, how it was disposed of.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, That's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
He didn't realize it. Delayed reaction. No, that's wrong. There's another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. Okay. Shattered crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
Nope.
No,
definitely not. Alright, I'm starting to get better at this. I'm proud of myself.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
Divine with it. Roll it. Throw it. It'd have to be throw it, right?
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned an incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because the killer is...
It wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer because... Ultimate baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
There we go, Makoto! Yes, there we go!
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
Oh, like, just curious, how do you feel about Leon?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer!
Only the killer would say I'm not the killer. Just kidding, Makoto said that he wasn't the killer.
These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this? Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
The closing argument is about to begin. Yes, please. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phrase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at the missing section and press the A button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Closing. Okay. Should we start here? Okay, start here. Okay. Wait, what? Wait, what were the options again? Turn the page. No. Oh, wait. My room was the scene of the crime. The incident began when the killer entered. So when you think about it, so Saigo's trying to kill Leon, but it went backwards. First, when Saika attacked the killer with the knife, they noticed something in my room. Literally everyone except Makoto and Kyoko. Makoto is the killer. With the knife, they noticed something in my room. They used that object to deflect Sayaka's attack, which is why that evidence was damaged. Oh wait, no, I did this wrong. Wait, this is wrong. This is wrong. She pulled the knife first. Really? Every single trial you go through, they say Makoto's the killer? That's dumb. Isn't he? He's pretty much the main protagonist. So why would he be the killer? Well, then again, that would be a pretty interesting. That would be a pretty interesting climax. That's crazy. Okay. Door. Attack first. Okay. They used that object to deflect Sayaka's attack, which is why the evidence was damaged. Oh wait. I think I'm dumb. This is wrong. Okay, this is first. Okay. What does it say again? They use that object to deflect Sayaka's. Ah, right here. Okay. After the killer countered Sayaka's attack with an attack of their own, what did they do next? The left one? Wait, this one's not right? I didn't think it was right. you talking about this specific page right here? Okay, for now I'm just gonna skip that one. Oh, okay. Here we go. The logical way they could have done that was... They forced the bathroom door open. The only logical way they could have done that was... Here we go. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. That makes sense. Wait, no, it's this one. No? These both look the same, so I'm a bit confused. I'm thinking this one goes here, right? Instead? Not this one? Yeah, I think that one. Oh, okay. Alright. After she was stabbed, Sayaka used the last of her strength to leave something behind. A message. Man. Killer used an item in my room to help dispose of evidence. This. Okay. The object the killer threw to activate the incinerator must have been... Oh, oops. Okay. What the killer threw in the incinerator was... this. There you go. Was that all right, Oleg? I just want to be sure. So... Did I make any mistakes? I don't think I did. I think I got everything. At least I hope I did. Yeah, I know that's right. That makes sense. It's all correct? Awesome. Alright, cool.
The killer is you! I think I'd better take
Ooh, the
more
music.
look back at the case
Okay.
from the beginning.
As you get used to me, you'll as you continue watching me, you'll notice how often I get hyped up when it comes to awesome music, because music in games like these are just awesome. Ooh, I think I better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them.
Okay.
She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
Oh, shoot. Aw, dang it. I think it's this one. There we go.
The killer is you!
Wait, what? No, no! Wait, what did I do wrong there? It's not that one. I got 2 more hearts left. Okay. Okay, I'm got to double check this. Okay. That's right. Okay. Is that her dropping the knife? Okay, yeah, wait. I think this is her dropping the knife. Wait. So I know. Go to page 2. Okay, I'm at page 2. Insert the blocking one. Okay. Okay. I know that's the right, because she dropped the knife afterwards. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that was the only mix. I think that was the only mix-up. Let's try it.
The killer is you.
Here we go.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Which made her drop the knife. Wait, what? I only got one heart left. Well, it's probably this one. Okay, let's check everything else. I think everything else is laid out correctly. Yeah, everything else is laid out correctly. It was just that one. I hope. So I guess this never happened. Okay.
Here's exactly what happened.
I hope.
During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I'd told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life.
Wow.
Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed.
The shirt, yeah.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
We did it. Go team.
It would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object!
Ain't happening, buddy.
I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that
Oh.
proves you did it.
Kyoko came in clutch. Oh.
Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Yep. I have the evidence. Your first bullet time, this battle's about to begin. Oh my gosh, so many tutorials. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as bullet time battle, aka the BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Okay, so I have to be sure I know my freaking buttons because it's not set to like my PS4 controller, so go. Okay, A is my X, B is my circle, Y is my triangle, and X is my square. Yeah. Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the Y button as the tempo reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Okay. Do this constructively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Okay. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the Y button to shoot it down with a truth bullet, like any other statement. Refute their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh no, I only have like 1 heart. Okay.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They used something of their own to remove the screws. Could it have been?
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Stupid. Yeah, that's gonna offend me.
Stupid, 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 stupid.
Have to show the indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Only got 2
Where's your
hearts.
proof?
All right.
You kidding me?
All right.
Not
Okay.
a chance.
All
It
right.
wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Stop talking.
Wait, what? Wait, what? What am I doing?
Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance.
Oh no! Nobody believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. No, 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 no! I was confused on how the thing worked. Stop it! Stop! No, 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 no! No, 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 yes, please.
I refuse to give up yet.
I just misunderstood how to do it.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me?
What the?
Not a chance. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me?
Oh no!
Not a chance. It wasn't me.
What am I doing wrong?
You lie. Stop talking.
Ah!
Shut up. Where's
What
your
am I
proof?
doing wrong?
You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Shut up. Shut up. Stupid. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid.
Did I get it?
Where's your proof?
I already did it.
This should prove it.
Okay. Oh my god, look at that. I was so close to freaking
Screws on the bathroom door
messing it
were
up
removed.
again. Sorry, I didn't see the comment. I just like kept going. I was paying a lot of attention to the thing. So his thing was stupid. So you had to press Y when he said stupid Y, stupid Y, X, stupid Y. Okay. Yeah, you have to press a button to destroy his statements. Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Now I'll hopefully do better next time.
I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove that.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Punishment time is coming. Oh yeah, I'm excited. Ooh, ooh.
Stupid. Stupid.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Hey, you got an A. Yeah, go team. Oh, we did it. Oh, we got 69 medals. Cool.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay,
Kyoko's
then
like,
let's get
yeah.
excited!
Kyoko's just like, yeah, we got this.
Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Who was found guilty? Haha! Who wrote the flowers? Uh-oh, looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon? Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch! What the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
What do you mean you didn't have a choice? Yes, you did! It was killed or be killed.
So, that's why...
I killed her first. I mean, I guess it's self-defense, but still, man, we're supposed to be working together and not killing each other.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all.
Hey, come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd be wrong, if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka's trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here, with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. Had to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So, when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
oh, that was all an act. She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Aw, man. Imagine being in Makoto's position. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she's descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew.
I understand, really, I do. Yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us! This is all your fault! Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault! Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But...
That's enough.
Man. As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure to leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you're really going to make your enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kuwata will receive his punishment.
Punishment?
Oh no, how's this gonna look? Junko's death was just... Ugh. How's his gonna look?
You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances. Okay, I'm gonna try giving her a different voice. You had any number of chances that you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit a murder?
So that's
No,
why.
that's not it. Yeah, he did do a big no-no. No, it's not. Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh.
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? Can't say Leon was solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him.
Huh?
Sla. If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind. Look at Makoto with his big heart.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Sad the kind of justice that's awakened within you. Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment.
I'm begging you, please, don't do this.
Oh, I don't want to see it, but Leon, you brought this upon yourself. You literally could have avoided all of that. You literally could have avoided all of that. So I don't want to see the execution. No, I do not, because Junko's was bad. I don't even want to imagine what Leon's is going to be like, but you literally could have avoided this, Leon. You could have, but you just didn't.
Hey, come on.
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay for the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please.
Man, this is terrible.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Leon Kuwata, the ultimate baseball star.
No.
Aw, man, him begging for forgiveness just like got me like, ugh. I don't want to see what happens.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. We're gonna save real quick. I ain't ready, bro. I ain't ready. Oh no.
No!
Game over. Leon has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. What the? The 1000 blow. Oh my god! What the? Oh my god. It wasn't as graphic as I thought it'd be, but still, just imagine witnessing that in person. That would be terrible. What we saw. That was a true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on?
I can't take it.
Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it. Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. God! This bear is so creepy! But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a smile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened? Happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets. From the outside world, you're to blame. Of course we can't cut free of the outside world. You're trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking for sure will change. You think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all got to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey,
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
hey,
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. Wahaha! And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no. It wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. Ah. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? Surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure. We can't ask her for now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the death of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry the memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations of you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well. I'm psychic. Oh my gosh, he did it. He pulled it. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. That's funny, man.
What?
Huh? Oh, I'm just checking something real quick. Okay. Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Chapter 1, to survive. The end. Surviving students, 12. Wow. To be continued. Got an item. Despair bat present. Yeah, let's save it. Got another achievement. Alright. Y'all on YouTube. This was a freaking long episode of me recording. I'm going to have to do a bit of editing to like shorten it a little bit. Because it's about to hit 4 hours, so I need to do some editing to shorten it a bit. Because there was a section where I was like, what the heck do I do? Because we're trying to figure out like how the whole tutorial stuff was working, how to pick the right verdict and stuff like that. So the people of YouTube, thank y'all for sticking around for this episode. Obviously, it's not gonna be 4 hours long when it's uploaded onto YouTube, but it will be hopefully like probably like an hour or two long. So yeah. Thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And the next episode, we start off Chapter 2. We don't know the title of it yet, but we'll start off Chapter 2 in the next episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So once again, thank y'all so very much for watching this episode. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button if you want more content like this. I really enjoy recording this stuff for y'all, streaming this stuff for y'all. Don't forget to check out my Twitch channel over on Twitch. I'll be doing a whole bunch of streams on there as well. A whole bunch of different variety of games. But for now, I'm just going to focus on one playthrough. So we're just going to focus on Danganronpa only for now. Once we like grow a little bit. So once again, thank y'all so very much for watching this. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. It really motivates me to continue pursuing content like this because I really enjoy it. So again, I've ranted on long enough. Thank y'all so very much for watching this episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and I'll see y'all next time where we begin Chapter 2. See y'all then.